This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. What is this actually? APS not able to understand about what is your concern. So it was sent on yesterday. What was that actually? So yesterday evening. Where you updated in the domain register panel actually? Avinash, have you updated your records on the domain register panel? It was not updated, right? That is the reason actually. You just created the Route 53, but where you updated in the domain register panel?
Okay.
In the GoDaddy, in the domain register panel, you need to update your name server records. Then only it will work.
I have entered the CNAME there.
CNAME record you have entered on the Route 53 of your respective AWS. That won't work unless until you have purchased the domain avitest.in from the GoDaddy. In that GoDaddy, you need to update your respective name servers. Then only it will work.
Yeah, I have done that, sir. I have purchased the domain.
But where is that PDF actually? In the PDF you have not mentioned.
I can show you. Yeah, I mean, I can immediately log in and I can show you.
Here, where is that?
I have that screenshots in that PDF as well.
Where is that?
Wait a minute. I'll open that PDF. Actually, I have mentioned one by one. I'm opening that PDF.
Okay. However, we'll continue these things on the after the class. So, okay.
Okay,
Next.
sir. Okay.
But this is a good practical. Thanks for that.
Yes, sir. By the way, in the step number 5, I have screenshots of GoDaddy as well. I just opened the PDF and looking at the PDF. At point number 5, I have given those screenshots.
Here it's not reflecting.
I can see. I mean, I can share the screen.
Not needed. Let me open it.
I did exactly the steps which we followed in the class.
But where is the output, dude? It's clearly saying that.
Sorry, sir, I missed your previous statement.
Where is that output? Where is the fifth
Five,
step here?
fifth step.
Page number 5. This is your Route 53 DNS. This is
Yeah,
your
but
Route 53 DNS. That won't work actually unless until you have updated in the GoDaddy, it won't work.
I have, sir. You don't have step number 5?
Where
Below
is
that,
this
I
dude?
have.
Look at where is that?
Sir, please scroll down, sir. This is number 5.
This is the one. Okay, okay. But here, when I browse it, here I'm not getting this one. It is not responding for me.
In my practice, I saw that it is resolving. That's what how I taken the screenshot. I need to enable something in GoDaddy. Avtest.live है sir वो. You are entering avtest.in. In. It is avtest.live. Sir, avtest.live. Live sir. Live.
Hello, 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 hello. Am I audible, guys? Okay, fine. So, what is layer 7 in the OSI layer? What is the layer 7 in the OSI layer?
Application layer.
Yeah. Sorry,
Application layer.
application layer, right? And what is the layer 4 in the OSI layer?
Network.
Right? Transport layer, right? You have a transport layer here. So, what is the layer 7? Layer 4 here? Transport layer here, layer 4. So now here you have a two main things here, right? Now here you have a two main things here. One is with layer 7 and second one is the layer 4 here. So layer 7 you have an application layer and layer 4 you have a transport layer here. So now here in that respective application you have an right, you have an security here, you have an security here in that application layer, you have a security here you called as web access firewall, right? Web access firewall. So web access firewall in that respective layer 4 over the respective OSI layer, you have an the respective one called transport layer. Right. Transport layer. So which is called here, right? Which is called here transport layer, which is called right transport layer. So which is called here. You guys can securing this transport layer in two terms. One is with the security groups, which acts like a virtual groups, right? Which acts like a virtual firewall, right? Which acts like a virtual firewall. And second one is with the respective, and second one is with the respective NACLs. NACLs. Here, these are the two important layers where you guys are controlling your respective security. And other areas of securities for your right, you also have an data in transit, sorry, data in transit, right, and data at rest, data at rest. These are the two main layers here, data in transit and data at rest here. These are the two main layers here. Data at transit and data at rest, data in transit and data at rest. These are the two things for your respective data. This I'm going to be cleanly discussing the terms called KMS, key management services. How you guys are going to be securing in the respective data. Key management services. Right? How you guys are going to be securing these two layers here. That is one main important thing that you guys need to address here. Right? That's how it's going to be happening. Right? Am I clear on this? Any questions, any doubts? So now here you have discussed about the NACLs and you have discussed about the security groups. You have discussed about the NACLs and you have discussed about the security groups. But what is the main difference between the security groups as well as NACLs? What is the main difference between the security groups as well as NACLs here?
Security group, security group level, there is only incoming traffic to be blocked in from network. We can block both the sides, inbound and outbound traffic.
Hmm. Security groups can be enabled by default over your respective resource level, whereas NACLs are going to be involved over your respective which one? Subnet level, right? Subnet level here. So now here the security groups here. So now here the security groups here will going to be stateful. If you are into right, if you have open the respective, if you have open the respective incoming traffic, right? If you are open into the incoming traffic, it will automatically open the outbound traffic. You don't need to explicitly open. Whereas NACLs are completely stateless. If you are open into the inbound traffic, you need to explicitly open the outbound traffic as well, right? Explicitly open the outbound traffic as well. That is one main important thing that you guys need to understand, right? That is one main important thing here. So now here, so now here, so now here, you guys need to understand about in which accept you guys are going to use NACL and in which scenario you guys are going to use the security group C. See, coming to the security wise, in the application layer, you have a completely web access firewall, right? In the transport layer, you have these two things, right? In the transport layer, you have these two things. So now, any questions on this respect to NACLs you have? So NACLs you already discussed. So that is going to help us to block in your respective subnet level, right? You can block the traffic over the subnet level, and you can also have the multiple routes here over the respective NACLs. That is one thing you guys need to understand here, right? Now you guys need to understand about the right. You guys need to understand about the how the WAF is going to be work and what kind of WAF is going to be, right, useful for your respective real-time environment. How the WAF is going to be useful for your respective real-time environment here. So now look at here. You have an VPC here. Now you have your own VPC here, and you have an respective, right, the security parameters here. You have a respective security parameters, like you have an security groups and you have an NACLs, and you also have the respective, right, and also you have the respective WAF to control your traffic and to safeguard your respective data. So now look at here. So how you guys are going to be creating your respective VPC here. In the VPC culture, right, in the VPC culture, you have an isolation of your respective network. You have an isolation of your respective network here. So now here you have an in the public subnet, in the respective public subnet, you guys will have an ALB, application load balancing. In the private subnet, you guys will have an respective EC2 instances. Here you guys will have an respective EC2 instances. Here you have a databases here, RDS. Here you have an VPN to connect your respective private subnets. Right. Here you have a VPN to connect your respective private subnet resources. For example, your respective EC2, right, or the RDS. You guys are going to connect to your respective VPN, and you guys are connecting to the private subnet resources. And here for a EC2 in the transport level layer, you have already, you need to enable the security parameters. One is with the virtual firewall. Here the virtual firewall, you guys are acting like a security groups actually. And you have an other layer of security called NACL, like network access control list. That is going to be there over the subnet level. If you want to deny any kind of traffic over your respective network, you guys are going to be allocated your respective NACLs here, right? You guys are going to be allocate your respective NACLs here. That is one more important thing that you guys need to understand, right? So, and now this is comes under the category of transport layer security, which is on layer 4 actually, right? Transport layer security, which is on layer 4 here. Transport layer security, right, which is on layer 4 here. Transport layer security, which is on layer 4 here. So that is one main important thing. transport layer security. This is right layer 4, which is one main important thing here. So now here you guys need to understand about. So now here you guys need to understand about the. So now here you guys need to understand about the. In this application layer security, right, which works on the layer 7, how you guys are going to be secure the traffic here in this respective application layer security, which works on the layer 7, how you guys are going to be securing the traffic here. So this ALB is going to be mapped to your respective web access firewall. So which going to be help us to secure your respective right web access firewall, which going to be help us to secure your respective application layer traffic, right, which going to be secure the respective application layer traffic here. This is how it's going to be happen, right? This is how it's going to be happen here. Am I clear on this? Any questions, any notes? So now one is with the layer 4, which is a transport layer. The second one is the layer 7, which is an application layer. In the transport layer, you have two things which safeguard your respective traffic. One is with the security group, which is nothing but your virtual firewall, which acts firewall for your resources, which going to be considered as stateful, which only help us to allow the traffic, whereas NACLs are considered as stateless, which also help us to deny the traffic, but over the subnet level. Now your transport layer has been secured with these two things, and secondly your application layer, right? Secondly your application layer, which is a web access firewall, which is going to be really helpful to right web access firewall, which is going to be really helpful to safeguard your respective traffic over the right application layer here. So what is WAF here? So WAF is an which acts like an firewall for your respective application layer here, right? Firewall for you over your respective application layer, right? Application layer here, right? Firewall for you over the application layer. This was going to be introduced by the respective OSP guys, right? This was going to be right introduced by the OISP guys. OISP in the sense open web, right? Open web access, right? Open web access, right? Secure protocol actually, right? Open web access application secure protocols actually. See, this is very important actually, right? This is very important actually to safeguard your right security application security protocol. Application security protocol. So this is as per the standards you guys need to introduce the OISP, right? So by default, it has been introduced by the completely by default, right? It has been introduced completely, right? 10 rules. One is with the SQL injections, right? SQL injections. Any kind of database injections are going to be happen or broken authentication. So taking of your respective authentications like username and the password, broken authentication, right? Taking of your respective application username and the password, and sensitive data exposure like passwords, usernames on your respective over your code itself. Sensitive data explorer, right? Sensitive data exposure here, right? And XML entities over your UI. Any kind of XML resources has been exposed by your respective developer. And broken access control, which is going to be an API authentication mechanism. Broken access control, API authentication mechanism. Security misconfiguration, opening your respective applications without SSL. Security misconfiguration here, open your respective applications without SSL here, and cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting, right? Cross-site scripting. Any kind of suspicious or malicious scripts has been invoked on your respective website to gain the access of your respective administrative console. Right? To gain the access for your respective administrative console. Insecure deserialization, very bad coding, right? So all this respective insecure deserialization, right? Very bad coding, which going to be help us to gain the access of your respective applications. These are the top tools over the OSP, right? Application web, Open Web Application Security Protocol. These are the top 10 rules, right? Which going to be really helpful here, right? Top 10 rules, which is going to be really degrading the performance or gaining the access, right? Or gaining the access of your respective applications, right? To avoid this kind of scenario, they have come up with an, right? To avoid this kind of scenario, they have come up with a remediation here. They have come up with a remediation here. Right? First thing is with they have come up with a remediation here with enable an web access firewall over your respective, right? Web access firewall over your respective application layer, right? So now here to configure this respective web access firewall, to configure this respective web access firewall, you guys need to ensure that, right? You guys need to ensure that this is going to be created the this is going to be, right, created the respective web access firewall by using an, right, web access firewall by using an, right, by using an cloud formation template, right? Cloud formation template. So now here, how to create this respective web access file? By using an cloud formation template, we're going to be create this respective web access firewall. We'll see how to create it. Am I clear, guys? As of now, any questions, any doubts here? So now let us create this respective web access firewall here.
Sir, just one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we apply WAF on the edge? I mean, just before CloudFront?
Yeah, you can do it. You can.
Uh,
You
so,
can do it. Yeah, that which sources you guys can able to do that I will discuss.
okay,
What is the source you can able to do it that I will
okay.
discuss. That is the next one. This is nonsense. See what is this application? So now here you guys are need to entering into the respective creating of your respective app over this respective one, creating of the respective app here. We'll see how it works. So go for the respective services, go for the cloud formation template. Now there is a layer for your respective cloud formation template to create the app. Right, the cloud formation template here for your app. This is by default actually. You guys can easily get from your respective S3, right, related stuff here. So now here so create a stack here, the one which you guys are going to be using here. Create a stack here. So this S3 URL, I'm checking, just give me a second. Just give me a second here. So now here, this is the respective template, that one which you guys are going to be use here to create your own map by using the cloud formation template. So I'm just pasting this one over the respective, right, over the respective our group chat. So this is going to be automatically going to be help us to enable the OSD top 10 rules, right? So CFT for cloud formation template, or you can use prod-baf, right? Prod-baf here. Those whatever the 10 rules which I have discussed, those all the 10 rules are going to be completely going to be enabled with the help of BAF here, right? So if you observe that you have an SQL injection protection, cross-site scripting, HTTP flat traffic, scanner probe protection, right? Reputation list protection, bad board protection, endpoint protection. See, look at here. This is where you guys are going to be used, either with the CloudFront or either with this.
Okay.
So the sources you can use either ALB or the CloudFront, that based upon your respective requirement. Am I clear on this?
Okay, sir.
So that is how it's going to be work. See, while selecting, so as of now, I'm going with the ALB here, right? As of now, I'm going with the ALB here to enable our respective back protections over the respective ALB layer, right? That is one thing. And secondly, you guys need to ensure that. So the next important thing you guys need to ensure that how to, right, how to enable the how to enable the respective how to enable the respective this WAF here. I'm giving the input here. Let's create this respective stack. The same way we need to choose here. I need to create an IAM role. Right here, I need to create an IAM role here. Right here, I need to create an IAM role. Let's go ahead and create an IAM role here. So now here, what is the source I need to give for the creation of the IAM role? What is the source I need to create for the IAM role here? So now here the source here, what is the source here? Cloud formation template here I need to create here. Right, for the cloud formation here I need to create icon nest. Right, cloud formation template. So now here I would like to give the admin access for this, for the cloud formation template. Set for the admin here. Admin access for this EC2, sorry, CFT admin. I can say CFT admin here and create a role. CFT admin here and create a role. So this is what the roles you have, right? Now enable this respective role here. Okay, then you need to go with the same again. So I would like to name this stack as prod-cft. So CFT admin here. So name equal to cft-prod. Name equal to cft-prod. Create a stack. It will create all the WAF resources here. Let's go for the resources and check it. The resources is in progress. Let's create it. So let it create the resources here. Go back. What went wrong here? So we'll see. We'll try to figure out what went wrong here. What is this event? The following resources fail to create. Check the requirement API gateway or the bad code. Resources fail to custom message. Fail to configure the access of the log bucket. Name should not be empty. Okay, so we need to give the input for a S3 bucket as well. Let's create a bucket. Okay, you have a CloudFront bucket. Let's replace that bucket here. Let's recreate once again. prod-cft. So this is going to be an of respective Mumbai region. Sorry, the cloud formation template. Create a stack. Enable this respective stack here. So prod-cft. Now here this required an access bucket here. So I would like to give the access bucket as S3 bucket here. So this is the access bucket which I am going to give. This is the cloud formation template and name equal to prod-cft. So now here, after filling that S3 bucket name here, let's go ahead and create once again. Let's check whether any kind of errors are getting. Still, we'll check whether this outputs has been coming into the parameters or not. Again, you're getting the rollback. Fail to get to the web user request to user. Embedded this cloud formation template. The following is failed. Embedded with this one was not successfully with the following user resources failed to create. IP reputation. Where is this output? Why it is not creating? Somehow it is not creating. So what happened to this one? Let me check. Where is this open actions? Parameters. What was that here? What is this showing the error here? Period 240. So -1. The requested for the SMS email. Okay. So parameters which was given to you successfully is given. I think, am I using the wrong template here? Let me check. Solution architect. So let me check, guys, in the offline here. Somehow this is obviously this will work actually. Not sure why this time it's not working. Let me check in the offline. So I have some production issue. So I will continue this class by tomorrow. Will sit by tomorrow and we'll discuss about that. Let me check this one into offline. Ideally it should work. Sorry for this. Some input which is or the stack which is not getting into the proper version. Let me check that. Right. We'll continue by tomorrow. Thank you.